So, 2020, almost over. And the easiest thing would be to say, well, it's been a horrible year. And it has, in a way. But I can't say that everything has been bad this year. On the contrary, some things, actually some good things happened this year. And so I'm going to make this video. It's a personal video. It's done for me more than for anybody else. But sometimes it is helpful to hear how other people dealt with hard times. And that's what I do. I look for inspiration from people that I feel like have been doing a good job. And so here's my contribution. A global pandemic can make a serious dent in your plans, your finances, and just your mental health, my mental health. You don't have to look far. If you look at social media, you can see that a lot of people have, well, there's a huge division, and it is unbelievable what people allow themselves to say to each other on social media. It seems to me that people are more divided than they have ever been. Divided might be an understatement. It's like it's breaking up families. Just your opinion. You have a different opinion and it breaking people hating. Family members hate each other. They are going to war with each other to make a point just because they're right and everybody else is wrong. Myself, I've been a part of the discussion on social media, on Facebook, basically, yeah. I can be very opinionated. They even put me in Facebook prison for 3 times this year. And, well, you know, of all the stupid shit I say on Facebook, which is, you know, sometimes just to create a discussion, try to be funny or whatever, they banned me because of strange stuff, like a joke. Like, for example, one time they banned me because there was like this news. It's in the beginning of the pandemic. It was this news about medium, like the people that can see the future. They have like a world conference somewhere in the U.S. and they canceled the conference, and they said, the advertising said like, because of unforeseen events. And I was like, you can see the future. Well, how can you miss this? And for this, I got banned on Facebook. But on the subject of social media and Facebook, it's been a problem for me for a while now. I'm just completely addicted to those platforms, and that's a thing I've been wanting to, take care of, if you can say that, for a while, and I never had any good solution for it because, you know, I most of my work comes through some of these platforms, and so I cannot really. I don't feel I can quit using them, but I would like to be able not to feel like this urge to do it constantly. And I watched, like so many, Social Dilemma when that I don't remember exactly, a few months ago. And one thing I took from that movie, that I turned off notification for just about everything in my phone, and my screen time, my phone time has dropped over 40%, and that's a huge number. That's a huge deal for me. But even if, there were a few things that were good this year, I think we can all agree on that 2020 was a pretty shitty year. A lot of people got impacted in a very bad way by events this year, including me. And even if I hope that 2021 will be better, I have, well, doubts. At least I'm very careful with planning the future because, you see, I used to drink a lot. It's a long time ago. But I do remember one thing from that period, hangover. And the longer I drank and the more shit I fucked up, the worse the hangover. But the thing is, having a hangover means that the drinking has stopped and things are about to get better. But it can take a long time and it really, really sucks. How is this relevant? Well, metaphorically, let's say that this, up until this vaccination was the drinking period, and now we get vaccinated and now the healing starts. But there is a hangover, there's a financial crisis still going on, and there's a lot of stuff that has happened. And I think it's going to take a while to get better, but we'll see. In March, overnight, I lost 95% of my income. I had just finished my last photo tour in Iceland, and I have recently moved to Spain, so I basically got the last direct flight I could get for a while home. But there were like 4 or 5 other people on the plane, and I believe that's where I got COVID. Spain was already in lockdown when I arrived, and we had to stay basically locked in our house for about 12 weeks, 10, 12 weeks. And I had predicted that we had money to survive for about 3 months with no income. Like, well, some people, I did not expect this to be so long. At first, I thought, yeah, well, you know, but, well, it still haven't ended. So there were difficult times ahead, but the thing is, I've endured many difficult periods in my life, and I have a mantra which has, you know, got me through everything, and that is just to move on. No matter how you feel, no matter what you're thinking, no matter how, you know, fucked up everything looks, just move on. It will get better. And a little hardship only just, you know, it shows you what you're made of. So the good things about this year is, well, I had been on the road for years. On the road, stay away for weeks and months at a time, only to come home for a few days and then I'm off again. And I felt like I was missing out a little bit, you know, the connection I wanted to have with my 2 youngest daughters. But in this, since March, since I got back, and I have spent every day with them, and my connection and my relationship with my daughters are now better than it has ever been. I've been some kind of an entrepreneur since I was 20. So basically what that means, I haven't really had a paycheck for 30 years, almost 30 years. So even when I had a job, so to say, for example, I was teaching in a computer school for years actually, and then I worked in advertising for an advertising agency for a while, and that was work, but it was always project based. You know, I got a project, I solved that, and made an invoice, so I could always do other stuff, and that's what I wanted. I always wanted to be, you know, independent, and but. With that independence came, I felt insecurity. I felt sometimes like that I should like get a real job, you know, get a paycheck every month, security. Because I had a family, I had a life, I had a house, I had a mortgage. So security was the key. But then stuff started to happen. For example, like the crisis in 2008 happened. And all those guys I was looking to that had that security, all of a sudden, they had no job. They had no security. But me, because I've been working project-based entrepreneurship for a long time, I knew how to do that. I knew how to hustle. I knew how to find work, find projects. So the recession in 2008 didn't affect me that much. So after losing 95% of my income overnight, I had this skill. I had the skill to hustle, to find projects. So slowly but surely, I was able to build more income stream. And I've done that here in Spain, where I recently moved, locked in my house with no connections, no networking. I had an internet connection and a computer and what I know, photography, videography, whatever I could sell. This kind of entrepreneurship is not likely to make me rich. That wasn't really the goal, but it has made me able to do what I want, to do what I like to do. And I'm continuing doing that. And it has also taught me not to rely on others, like the state or companies. It's just that's always gonna disappoint. I just try to involve, learn new things, try to stay relevant in what I do. And while I do that, and while I continue to hustle, I will be able to do this. And many people can. There is just this thing about discipline. Even in the early days of this lockdown, when I had really no projects, I had nothing going on, I woke up in the morning and I went to work. And I did something. I edited photos, I organized my photo database, my videos, and I put them online on stock. And that is one of my income. Some of them I put on a print gallery. That's another. This YouTube channel, I always made, like now I have one video a week. On Thursdays I have a video, but I upped that to 2 times a week. I uploaded a video on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So YouTube gave me, like, even if it's not like a big channel, it gave me a purpose. It gave me something I needed to do. I had a deadline, and that's very important to have a deadline. Also, I can say that a lot of my new income has come through YouTube, even with the small audience. YouTube, if it's done right, it can be amazing. It helped me a lot. And while doing that, I improved my video skills a lot, both how I present the videos, the editing, the video recording itself, sound. I improved the sound. I learned After Effects so I could tell better stories. And all that, and you know, after I started doing that, you know, the portion of the work I do is video is about 70% of my new income. So that's no small deal. Another thing, I teach people over Zoom, photo editing, photography, whatever they want. Y necesitaba aprender español y ahora estoy competente en español. Entiendo casi todo y puedo decir todo lo necesito decir. I was careful not to mess with my sleep and staying in shape, because that's hugely important when times are difficult. Sleep and stay in shape and try to eat good. When everything was closed, me and my wife, we worked out at home. And then the gym opens and we went there religiously. I started training jiu-jitsu about 11 years ago. And because of my work, my travel, I haven't really been able to do that on a regular basis for a long time now. So when the jiu-jitsu gym opened here in Spain, I studied and I worked hard in that. I was there for some periods. I was there every day. And a few days ago, I got awarded the brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu, which is by many considered one of the hardest martial arts you can do. And I am extremely proud of that. That's an accomplishment. That's something I did in 2020. My wife's a dog trainer, so I helped her to set up shop. She's now training dog, both here in Spain and online training. And she has 2 YouTube channels, so we try to put up like 4, 5, 6 videos there every month. And we are in the process of making like this puppy training course, which will be available soon on Teachable. And on that note, we actually have a new dog. We have a beautiful Doberman, a puppy, crazy but adorable. We also we are housing another dog, a bloodhound, which my wife is preparing to be shipped to Iceland, where she will be a rescue dog, work for the search and rescue unit in Iceland. So it's pretty crazy around the house these days. But these are just the main things I'm mentioning here. It would be too long to try to pick up everything we've done this year. But overall, it's been a very productive year. I worked a lot, and the ratio being between work and payment is, it's not in my favor, but I need to be busy. If I'm not busy, I get bored, and if I get bored, I get depressed. And the thing is, this time I had spent with my daughters, my family, the time I had to learn new stuff, deal with my camera, this time I had, I will probably never have this time to do other stuff ever again. So make the most of it. There's always opportunities. You just have to see them. If my only measure of success would be money, I would have failed, because I haven't, there's no money, very little. Enough to get by, but very little. But it's always about perspective. I feel like seeing the end of this crisis, not today or tomorrow, but close. I feel like I'm pretty confident that I will survive this. My business will survive this. And that's just because of the work I put into it while this was going on. I had to go through some difficult shit in my life, and this is one of them. Difficult. I had it way better than most people in my life. I had it worse than some, but that's not the point. The point is, it doesn't matter what you're going through. If it's difficult, it's okay. Difficult is not necessarily bad, but you have to move on. You have to continue doing what you want to do, or reflect on it and change course if that's necessary, but move on. But whatever you decide to do, I hope 2021 will be a wonderful year for you and your family, and may all your dreams come true. Thank you for watching, and a Happy New Year.